Turkey Alalshikh has declared that he wants to lower boxing pay-per-view prices to £20 in the UK and $20 worldwide, and said that Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol pay-per-view will be £15 in the UK. 15 UK pounds. I mean, when is the last time we seen a big pay-per-view sub 20 quid? And $15 worldwide. Now, he says worldwide. But before I quote him, 20 US dollars is a massive reduction in what the US market pay. 15 US dollars in America. I mean, I think some of Floyd's pay-per-views were well in the $70 range, maybe more. Some of Canelo's pay-per-views may be in that range. I mean, we complain, and I know I get a lot of Americans who comment on my videos when I talk about like pay-per-view prices in the UK, and they're like, mate, you do realize like what we pay in the US, and you kind of have to stop and think, actually, yeah, you know, you guys really do pay through the teeth over there. You really truly do. 15 quid UK or US, I mean, that is pretty damn good for Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol. At the end of the day, 15 quid for that main event is reasonable. The undercard is not terrible, but it's not amazing at the same time. So 15 quid would be very reasonable. I'll quote Turki Alalshikh here. He says, people watch illegally because the price is high. This is in the future and will not build boxing. If I give good fights with good prices, I will increase the fan base. Think of it like that. If you think of it like this, right? I'm someone who I'm happy to pay for boxing if I feel I'm getting value for money. You know? And with me, certainly with the live watch-alongs that I've started doing over the last few years, it's incentivized me to buy the pay-per-views more because I get a quality, I know obviously the viewers can't see it, but I get a quality picture, I get quality everything. I know it's not going to buffer, I know it's not going to affect the stream. Whereas if I get, you know, by other means, as Joe Stutter likes to say, you don't know what you're going to get. You could be 2 minutes behind the feed, it could buffer, it could pause, it could reset. You don't want that. You don't want that, especially when you're doing a live watch, but you don't want it in general. And as I've said, I'm very happy to put my hand in my pocket and pay for a pay-per-view fight if I feel it's worth it. I never paid for Fury versus Chisora because I just felt that was taking the biscuit. And even then, the undercard wasn't great. So it wasn't even like you could argue the case and say, oh, it's a stacked undercard. It didn't have that. But for the most part, yeah, I'd pay for pay-per-views. I think I paid for pretty much all of Anthony Joshua's, Usyk Fury, of course. Hasn't been a Riyadh season show that I haven't paid for, so I'm happy to pay. But yeah, like the price is, I guess, again, like, and that's one of the good things about DAZN is that there's no difference between the UK and Ireland. If you're looking at a Sky pay-per-view, if it's 20 UK pounds, it's nearly €30 over here. Whereas with DAZN, if it's 20 UK pounds, it's €20 in Ireland. There's no difference. And him reducing the price, it is a good idea. It's a good initiative, because I'll tell you why. If you are someone who would be more of a casual fan, who's not really going to go and start streaming something, you have people over, you have everyone watching. If it's only 15 quid for a pay-per-view, I mean, 15 quid is, I know it's, for some people, 15 quid goes a long way. But in reality, 15 quid is what, like a couple of pints on a night out? Instead of having those pints, stay at home when you watch the boxing. It'll help. It'll certainly help. And I like what he's doing. I like what Turki Alalshikh is trying to do with bringing the pay-per-view prices down, because it's been a complaint that we've had over the last few years that not only does it seem like everything is going on pay-per-view, but the prices are going up and up and up. And I remember when Adam Smith was interviewed by Rob Tebert a couple of years ago, it was in the run-up to Joshua versus Pulev. And obviously, the Joshua Ruiz fight, I think at the time that set a UK record for a pay-per-view price. I can't remember exactly. It was still not, amazingly, it was still cheaper than Fury versus Chisora 3. Imagine that Ruiz Joshua 2 was cheaper on pay-per-view than Fury Chisora 3. That's some, yeah, I won't go there. But I remember Adam Smith and Sky at the time were trying to make it out as though that was a one-off. That this was just a big event. It was in Saudi Arabia. It was Joshua trying to reclaim the heavyweight title. It was a pretty good undercard, to be fair. And they made it was a one-time only. And then for Kubrat Pulev a year later, bear in mind, this was in the OVO Arena. I think they only were allowed 1,000 fans there, thereabouts in. They had that on pay-per-view. and they were charging the same price, or I think it was the same price as Ruiz. And when Rob Tebbutt grilled Adam Smith on that, Adam Smith being his usual self, the guy, you ask him a hard question, the guy is about, yeah, he's about as useful as a glass hammer in that situation. But when he grilled Adam Smith and he said, you said it would only be for special occasions. Well, every AJ fight is a special occasion. Get the hell out of here, Smith. Seriously. Don't be coming out with that BS. And that was kind of when you started noticing the prices were going up and up and up. If Turkey is talking about bringing them down, especially now when everything is going up, I mean, absolutely everything is going through the roof, that's a big help. That's a big help. It will incentivize fans. I've no doubt about that. And I think it's a good idea, to be honest with you. Pay-per-view prices coming down, it's fine by me. I'm not going to complain in the slightest, and I don't think others will too. So let's see, 50, but it's more so in the US market. I mean, seriously, like you see some of the pay-per-view prices like $70, $80, 80 US dollars. I just think, sheesh. Talk about that's expensive. You know what I mean? That's expensive, and we complain about £25. For them to be paying the same as the UK, that would be a game changer in the US. I know DAZN's whole idea when it came around first was to end the pay-per-view. It's not worked out that way, but at the very least we're getting cheaper pay-per-views, which we sort of can't complain about. If we have a good card as well, that makes it even better. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Turkey's plan is sustainable? I mean, a lot of people have said that the Saudi, what would you even call it, experiment, for want of a better word, a lot of people feel as though that this is not sustainable, what they're doing with these big shows, big paydays, everything. Look, it might very well not be sustainable, but for the time being, I'm going to enjoy it. So I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. Peace.